Hello everyone, welcome back. And by the title of this video, you will understand this video was Liverpool. So let's get straight to the point. A terrible performance, another terrible performance. But in this video, I'm not going to blame any singular guy. Like I'm not going to pick any individual and gonna go all out on him like Trent or maybe Van Dijk. I'm not gonna do that. But what I have here is I have some serious set of questions for Jurgen Klopp, and I want Jurgen Klopp, and I want someone to just ask these questions to him in a fucking press conference so that he answers these. Because just before I get into it shortly, I am as big a Jurgen Klopp fan as you're ever going to find. I have grown up idolizing Jurgen Klopp. I remember being a 10-year-old watching his Dortmund team, and now I'm here, 20-year-olds, 10 years later, still watching him, still following him. I absolutely love him, and that's why I have these serious sets of questions for him. Because as an admirer of Jurgen Klopp, as someone who has always idolized him, whatever he's doing right now is beyond my understandability. I'm not able to understand anything what he's trying to do on the pitch with his sets of players that he's got. So let's just get into it quickly. Okay, his starting 11. So against Ajax, when they were in a very bad run, against Ajax, they got a good result. Salah scored. Why did he score? Because Jota is very important. Jota is sharp. He's good in that position. He gets dropped. Firmino plays instead of it. And this change is probably the most understandable. But other ones which he made in the starting 11 today are beyond my understanding anyway. So Luis Diaz, who has been one of the shining lights for Liverpool this season, like despite how bad they have been, he has been one player. When you give him the ball, he has that spark. He tries things. He presses them. He puts a lot of effort in his game. He's the only bright spark apart from maybe you can say Harvey Elliot in the team. He gets dropped and Fabio Carvalho gets played out of position. Now I know some people are going to tell me Fabio Carvalho can play left wing. I know that, but you have a left winger already. You have Jota who can play there as well. You don't need to play someone who likes to play in the middle three as a number 10, pushed out wide. And Fabio Carvalho clearly struggled. That's why Klopp took him off. He knew he had made a terrible mistake. And then you have another bright spark, as I said, one of the few shining lights who has impressed at Liverpool this season is Harvey Elliot. He gets dropped and Jordan Henderson is now in the side. The only way I can make it make sense is by saying that Trent Alexander-Arnold struggles defensively, so putting Hendo alongside him would help Trent. They conceded 3 goals. Trent was again making some mistake. I know his job is not defending. I know Klopp says that he asks him to do something else, and I get all that. But despite having a protector like Hendo alongside him and Matip behind him, why are they still conceding 3 goals? So you're dropping Harvey Elliott because of his lack of defending. You're putting Hendo because of his leadership and work rate, which I also admire. You're still conceding 3 goals. So what's the point in dropping one of your creative players? Please ask this question to Jurgen Klopp. Another change which I didn't really understand is actually Milner for Tsimikas. And the only way I can rationalize it, it's just my assumption that there must have been some sort of a fitness issue that the medical staff told Jurgen Klopp, we cannot keep him on for more. He could go down, or Tsimikas gave a signal. And there must have been a conversation done earlier where they decided that you're not going to play the whole game, and maybe there's something. But if there's not, and if this change Klopp just made this change, then I don't know what to say about it, because Milner instead of Tsimikas is just abysmal, isn't it? And then one thing, guys, first game of the season, Liverpool were appalling against Fulham. One man that day who saved Liverpool and got a point for Liverpool was Darwin Nunez. Darwin Nunez's substitution in that game absolutely changed the game. And Darwin Nunez is a totally different kind of striker to Firmino and Jota. And what that does to defense is, in the whole game, the defense goes, okay, let's narrow down, because we know Firmino is a false 9. We know Jota is going to drop deeper. But when Nunez comes on, he's completely the opposite. He's gonna bully you. He's gonna run in behind you. Okay, the people are gonna make memes about it. I don't care about memes. I have seen that his presence, and when he's at it, he can make defenders and a whole unit of defenders make very uncomfortable. He can make them very uncomfortable just by using his body, just by using his physicality. He can do that. And Jurgen Klopp had that option, guys. Let's not forget, Jurgen Klopp had that option. And when did he send him in? 88th or 89th minute. Mate, you conceded the third goal in which minute? Just let me check when they conceded that third goal, the Trossard hat-trick. It went in the 83rd minute. So first of all, you shouldn't be waiting this long to put Darwin Nunez. You should have put him on when it was 3-2. But after the Trossard scores, it's 83 minutes. So added the 5 time, which was the added time, and let's say 5 minutes, they were 10 minutes to the game. And Darwin Nunez is brought on in the 89th minute. People are going to criticize Darwin Nunez for his bad touch, for his not scoring goals, are going to absolutely abuse him on social media because he cost Liverpool £80 million. First of all, the player does not decide his price tag, so we cannot just keep blaming Darwin Nunez. What about Jurgen Klopp, guys? Why is Jurgen Klopp not giving him more minutes to make an impact in such a game where Liverpool needed a goal, where Liverpool could have loaded the box and just put crosses in there because they have got some good crosses off the ball? Why is Jurgen Klopp making these kind of decisions, guys? Because I remember in 2000, at the start of 2021, when Liverpool lost that 6 games in a row at Anfield and they were terrible, I was one of those people who said Jurgen Klopp and this Liverpool side will return and they will again look the best team in the world. And they did. They almost won the quadruple. They were 2 games away from winning the quadruple. That's how close they were. And at that time, I predicted that. Why? Because during that terrible run of 6 games in 2021, Van Dijk was out, Henderson was out, I think Robertson was out, Jota was out, Fabinho was out, Wijnaldum was playing as a holding midfielder, Thiago was new, he was also injured, he was also out. They had Nat Phillips, Reece Williams back there, Matip was out, Joe Gomez was out. Everyone that season was literally out. And that's why I knew that there were serious issues and Klopp cannot really do anything about it if the whole team gets injured at the same time. But this time, I know they have got injuries. I know there are fitness issues. I know somewhere FSG have let Klopp down, and I'm never going to dispute that because I think in the bigger picture, FSG could have done more to keep this Liverpool team at the higher level by giving Klopp more support in some areas. Still, guys, what Jurgen Klopp is doing is not getting, cannot be understood by me. And believe me, guys, the amount of times I have gone out alone and at my own, I've defended Jurgen Klopp when people have been absolutely abusing him. And of course, in this video, I'm not abusing him. I'm just questioning him because this is just beyond my knowledge. So this time, if I'm questioning Jurgen Klopp with this attitude, with this much anger, it's not because I don't like him, or it's not because I'm taking an opportunity and grabbing an opportunity, taking the advantage of that opportunity to abuse him. No, man, I'm not going to do that. I don't do that for anyone. The only reason you criticize someone is because you know how good they can be. And I know how good Jurgen Klopp can be. Why don't you start Luis Diaz? Why do you rest Harvey Elliot? And then when he loses that game, after that game, he comes out and he says that we couldn't really prepare for the game against Brighton because we didn't know what Brighton were going to do. I'm like, mate, what do you mean by that? So first of all, as a coach, you have a huge coaching staff. You have team of analysts. You have team of coaches. You have team of scouts. First of all, you should be knowing the manager who is playing his first game at Brighton. Look at his history. Look at his previous club. What kind of football were they playing? Basic things, guys. And if Brighton were under a coach like Graham Potter, very typical possession-based coach who believed in keeping the ball, now he's gone. 99% of the time, they're going to replace him with someone similar philosophy, who has a similar philosophy. And you know they have got the Leandro Trossard, you know they have got Lamptey, you know they have got Caicedo, who Liverpool apparently want, you know they have got Webster and Dunk and Veltman and good players in their team. How can you say we are not prepared for that? Then what is your job? What are you doing? How can you say that we couldn't prepare? What do you mean you couldn't prepare? You knew he was appointed as the manager a few days ago. You had so much time to prepare. You can't say you didn't prepare. You have to come out in the press conference and at some point stop making excuses and just be honest about it and say, I got it wrong. My team selection was wrong. Why can't he say that? And of course, I don't know if he say that because I only saw the quote where he said we couldn't prepare because we didn't knew. I mean, what do you mean, man? How didn't you knew? Why didn't you knew? Why didn't you know it? And why didn't you prepare for that? And then your team selection was also abysmal. So if you make so many changes, you must have thought something. And whatever you thought, it was terrible because the first half was appalling and the second half was good. And why do Liverpool need this wake-up call every game, guys? What is going on? Like, you know how, and I just had a conversation with my friends a couple of hours ago about this, and I told him, you know, in a race, two competitors are at the starting point, and the starting point is equal. They're starting it from the exact same point. What Liverpool do is, they have the opportunity to start from the same point, and they're better than their opponent, so they can easily beat them. But what they do is, they start 10 yards behind, or maybe 20 yards behind. That's what they're doing right now. And not right now. I think by the end of last season, these warning signs were there, and at this season, they have been appalling. So they're starting behind, guys. They're starting goals a game down. They're conceding in the first 10 minutes for fun. If Henderson wasn't in Liverpool's goal today, they would have already conceded 4 in the first half. And they would have ever came back from that. And it was Anfield. That's why they came back. If I'm inclined to believe that if it was Brighton's home ground, never. They would have never came back. So they're relying on some things that you shouldn't be relying on. And this strategy of just let the opponent score and we'll come back, this is not sustainable, guys. And I know Jurgen Klopp hasn't got the funding. I know even when Man City didn't need Grealish, Pep got him for £100 million. Even when Man City didn't need a striker, Pep got him for £100 million. And when Jurgen Klopp has been needing a midfielder for so long now, like Coutinho left, they didn't replace him. Then they somehow got Thiago. Then Wijnaldum left. So there was always a space. There was always a need for a good midfielder there. There was always a very visible need. We all could see that. And that's why Klopp wanted Tchouaméni. Couldn't happen. That's why Klopp wanted Bellingham. That also didn't happen. Klopp wanted Matthias Nunez, went to Wolves. So a lot of these things have happened, and I understand that Klopp has been let down by FSG, and I'm not going to say no, but I think despite that, if you put Bellingham in this Liverpool side right now, nothing gets improved, guys. Because if Van Dijk is letting the ball bounce in his box, if Trent cannot check his shoulder, if Luis Diaz cannot track back, which if you see the sequence of that goal, the third goal, if you see the sequence, Luis Diaz all the way was looking at Trossard. Okay, he's free. Okay, he's free. Okay, he's free. And if he could have been just a couple of seconds quicker, a couple of seconds urgent, why there wasn't any urgency in his track back, then he could have got to that ball, because he was just a fingertip away from that ball, and that fingertip away was the distance because he was tracking back very slowly. A slightly faster track back could have actually stopped that goal, because he would have got to the ball first. And these details, guys, some of you will watch this, what I just said, and will go like, oh, you're just picking on one place. No, guys. This is what primarily attention to detail is. We always say, like, Klopp and Pep and Jose have unbelievable attention to detail. This is what it is, guys. Attention to detail always doesn't have to be the smallest of the stat. It can be something that you see, but but everyone doesn't necessarily pick up on that. But you have to, because that is what attention to detail is. He was marginally behind. He could have marginally stopped that goal if he was marginally quicker. And these things matter, guys. I'm quite sure Klopp is going to look at that and go, mate, slightly quicker. And not just Diaz, guys. Throughout the performance, throughout the game, I could see Liverpool players not tracking back properly. I could see Liverpool players not having the right attitude. I could see them losing the ball, jogging back. And why the hell are you jogging, man? I saw Trent jogging. I know Trent's primary job is to be creative. But when someone is running at your goal and they're attacking your goal, they're near to your box, you have to track back. Even the forwards have to track back. And the right back isn't tracking back, isn't putting any efforts. Why can't he sprint in that situation? What the hell am I asking, guys? Can't we now even sprint? And this video has got no stats. I know in this video I haven't used any major stat to prove what I'm saying, because I think I don't even need stats to prove what I'm saying. What Liverpool are doing on the pitch is clearly, visibly terrible. The eye test sometimes, and almost all of the times, speaks more than just numbers or heat maps and stuff. In the second half, the effort improved. But what should I do? I should give credit to Liverpool to raise their standards and to wake up and try. When the 2 goals down, man, you're 2 goals down, you should be trying. You're 1 goal down, you should be trying. You should be proactive, not reactive. Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp have been excellent at everything, and they have been proactive in so many situations on and off the pitch. That's why they were unbelievable for so many years. And right now, everything is reactive and nothing is proactive. You cannot keep going on like this. Next 2 games, Arsenal and Man City. I mean, this is season defining, isn't it? Like, I don't mean about the Champions League. They could go on and do something there. They could go on and do something in the FA Cup. But as far as the Premier League is concerned, I think the next 2 games are season defining. By the end of these 2 games, we will have a very clear idea about what's going to happen. So, like, we will either be sure that yes, Liverpool will make the top 4, Liverpool could still challenge for the league, or at the end of these 2 games, we will be like, are they even going to make top 4? Are they even going to finish above Brighton, who are above them? Are they even going to finish above someone? And it's disappointing. And I'm not a Liverpool fan, but what I am is I'm a Klopp fan. And as I said, I've grown up idolizing him. I remember watching every Dortmund game because Klopp was there. I remember being so excited when he came to Liverpool. And I never watched Liverpool in my entire life. I did watch a few big games like Merseyside derbies, Liverpool, Man United, but I was never following Liverpool. Since he came to Liverpool, I have been following Liverpool closely. And it disappoints me to see him in this kind of body language, because that's not how I want him to be. But as a Jurgen Klopp fan, as someone who has grown up idolizing him, asking these questions, I think somewhere is my right as well. And he has to answer these questions. Of course, these questions might not reach him, but maybe someone has a similar thinking like me, a journalist or someone who is going to be in the press conference, that he's got to ask these questions, guys. And with that, I'll finish this video. I'll soon be back with another one. This video wasn't actually really planned. You can see me probably. I'm not really, like the stats are not there. I'm not really prepared anything. But I had to make this video, guys. These questions are important. And I don't expect this level of stupidity and this level of poor team selection from Jurgen Klopp and substitutions as well at times. So pretty much that's it for this video. Please subscribe, guys. I am seeing actually a lot of viewers are. A lot of the views that I'm getting for my videos are from non-subscribed people, which is actually a good thing. But at the same time, I want them to subscribe as well. So share with your football friends. You have the links in the description. You can contact me through any of the platforms. You can mail me. And, if you want to come on a video, you want to disagree with me and have a conversation, I'm always open for that. And I would love to do that. So that's it. Goodbye. And just, guys, take these questions to Jurgen Klopp, because I think we all need the answers for that.